Let's connect with Chakri Lokapriya. Let's take our conversation forward. Chakri, it just seems to be a gold rush after the election verdict. Why are markets so excited, and why do you think, even though the fundamentals have not changed, there is so much of excitement in mid and small cap stocks now? What has changed according to you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. In fact, if you look at the yesterday's orders of Hindustan Aeronautics, it is a continuation of pre-election, which is they got a new defense orders for helicopters. And, the order book was very strong going into pre-election. So both the defense, industrials, infrastructure, shipping, transportation, all these businesses, their earnings trajectory pre and post-election, there's a continuation of the same. So that has kind of allayed a lot of fear, saying that, will the change of government slow down orders? No, it has not, at least so far. And that is a good start. And I think that is the reason why, when all these companies happen to be in the broader market and not in the Nifty. And so these companies are very large companies in their own right. And I think that trend will continue for at least going into the next quarter or more.
So Chakri, what's next now? Now that the markets are at an all-time high, we've seen a powerful comeback post the election volatility. How should one participate, or what should be a market approach?
In terms of financials, if you look at while all the PSU banks and NBFCs have done very, very well, the valuations are still very attractive. So I think that's an easy space to continue to do. And, within industrials and infra, for instance, in the last day or two, NHAI has changed some of the BOT norms. That will clearly help again some of this, because NHAI road building had slowed down considerably in the last couple of years. Now hopefully they will see a pickup. So I think that's going to be the approach, where we have to look for pockets within the same overall theme of industrial, capex, manufacturing, etc. Because rural, consumer, etc., all those, still nothing has changed. They still continue to be slow.
Getting a take from you as to what the outlook is on the entire consumption space, given the fact that, there is likely to be a lot of factors that will propel growth down the line. But do you believe that after the kind of outperformance that we've witnessed, that there now is a little bit of a risk to the consensus estimate and that there could be downside?
In the way the consumption is, if you look at, for instance, Vodafone Beverages, that's a company phenomenally growing well, done exceedingly well, distributed their products both in India and outside India with very strong chains and logistics. Now that trend is likely to continue for the company, and they're still seeing newer avenues of growth. So so in consumer, that's the way we're approaching consumer. And Titan, while it's a consumer stock, but the purchases are lasting. It's a discretionary which holds its value over the time, the jewelry business. So and with wedding season, etc., and all those things, I think that as a business will continue to do well. So whereas you've seen Bajaj Electricals gone through a lot of restructuring, coming back. It has a good number of products in the farm. So, as there is some kind of a de-stressing of rural in the next quarter or two, we'll buy that. But outside of that, traditional Unilevers and Nestle's, we're staying away from.
Meantime, let's also get in your take, Chakri, on what the outlook is on Vodafone Idea, given the fact that you have the block deal just yesterday as well. Vodafone PLC increasing their block size in Indus. What's the outlook all in all, and how are you looking at this deal panning out?
The debt levels for the company is still very high, and it's a good thing that if the block deal which will go through shortly, about $1 billion would really help the company. Slightly more than $1 billion would help a lot in bringing down the 200, and it's looking overall about $250 billion. 250 billion rupees worth of loans that they need to bring down. So this has to fund both its 4G plus after that going into the spectrum. They have a couple of years of window before they start having to repay the government for all the debt. So I think today, when the Indus deal goes through, I think that will do a world of good for the company.
Chakri, on that note, we'll thank you and let you go. Thanks as always for taking the time out and joining in. But
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.